All right, good afternoon. This is Jennifer Wilkinson, obviously the Director of Alternative Education, and so I have invited a guest today, Chelsea Hunt with the Oklahoma College Start, and she's going to give you some information about their college planning portal and how you guys can utilize that with your alternative education students to help prepare them for next steps and transition. I am currently working on another webinar in January with the Oklahoma Bar Association and the court system here to go over their peer mediation program and other resources like 18 Now What. And I'm currently setting those dates, so be looking for emails from the listserv on that. And if you have any ideas on potential webinars, just shoot me an email and I will see what can be done. At the end of this presentation, I'll come back on, and if anyone wants to discuss the Oklahoma Alternative Education Association and that potential upstart, we can do that at that time. No, I did not get an email back that someone could be here to kind of guide that. And remember, I can't guide that, so that's going to have to come from you guys. But Chelsea Hunt, and I'll just let her kind of give her background and what she wants to talk about. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Jennifer. As Jennifer mentioned, my name is Chelsea Hunt, and I have been with the State Regents for 6 years now, and I am the Student Portal Coordinator. And in my current role, I'm responsible for facilitating, planning, and executing projects pertaining to OKcollegestart.org and the electronic transcript exchange system. Today, I just want to take you through what OKcollegestart.org looks like, and I also want to briefly touch base on our companion site, which is known as the Professional Center, and that is where educators utilize the electronic transcript exchange system, so we will go from there. Also, I will show you how students can create an account on OKcollegestart.org, and I will walk you through OKcollegestart's 5 main tabs, which is career planning, high school planning, college planning, financial aid planning, and your portfolio. I will, as mentioned, I will briefly introduce you to the Professional Center. Again, that's where Oklahoma counselors and teachers send electronic transcripts, and I will show you how educators can create an account, how you can generate reports, how you can utilize the transcript features, and show you how to customize milestones for your students. If you have any questions, please feel free to type them in the box, and I will respond to you as quickly as possible. When you think about OKcollegestart.org, I want you to think about it in one word: art, as OKcollegestart.org is known for accessibility, reporting, and transcripts. I like to think of OKcollegestart.org as an online tapestry, a one-stop shop for college planning, high school planning, career planning, financial aid planning, for prospective and current students, parents, and educators. Some features include an individual portfolio, ACT and SAT test prep, career exploration and planning, integrated Oklahoma's Promise app, detailed profiles of public and independent colleges and universities, and an electronic transcript exchange system. Site content is currently available in both English and Spanish, and within the coming months will be available in a multitude of languages as Google Translate will be incorporated into the system. Also, users can find information about federal and state financial aid and online application for, again, the Oklahoma Promise Scholarship Program. Prior to account creation on OKcollegestart.org, students have access to browse careers, utilize the high school planning timelines, explore post-secondary school programs and majors, and students can access financial aid information and search a plethora of scholarships. Account creation allows students to access and customize additional information, and it allows educators to view and track students' information within their professional center. Now I will demonstrate how to show a student how a student would create their own individual account. Additionally, we have a quick reference guide that we give out to counselors to disseminate to their students to kind of also walk them through these steps as well. First, students must choose what role they reside in. And also, please take note that when a middle school student enters high school, their OKcollegestart account automatically switches to the high school platform. And this same is true when they graduate from high school and proceed into college. The second step your students will take is they select their school, and then once they're connected to your school, you as educators now have access to view and track whatever is on their student portfolio. And the third step is for students to create an account and name and password and agree to the privacy policies and terms of use. And then once students complete all of those steps, they click Create an Account, and then they have access to their home page. Now I'm going to take you to the live website and walk you through OKcollegestart's 5 tabs to show you what customized information students can access with a free account. Not yet. Yes. There we go. Okay. I'm going to be Garth Brooks today. I'm from Yukon, Oklahoma, so I'm a little biased to Garth Brooks. Okay, so now when we have logged onto the system, you now see that I'm logged on as a high school student. And what I like is under the yellow ribbon, it shows some main quick links for students to utilize. The first one that we always start with is Oklahoma's Promise, because those who have the opportunity to use that scholarship program, we want to make sure they have access to it. Then, of course, what grades should they make, what courses should they take, a planning timeline, which I will show you, and then links to exploring careers, post-secondary schools, applications, and Scholarship Corner. I'm going to begin today on the Career Planning tab. This is the tab all your students will utilize for their career information. The Learn About Yourself is a great tab because this is the assessments that lie within OKcollegestart.org. What I like, it starts from the interest profiler and goes all the way to the career key. It tells you what duration you have. So if you only have about 15 minutes with your students, you're able to look at one of these assessments that last that long and utilize that for your class period. To just let you see what one looks like, I'll click on the interest profiler. And this is really good because it shows students what they're interested in. Maybe they don't know. So after they see what they're interested in, they also match it to careers in that field. So I'm going to show you what it looks like after the fact, because I completed one for you on May 5th. And when a student completes it, it'll show the date that it's completed, and then you have that link again to matching careers. As you can see right here, this is the interest profiler. It shows them if they're more artistic, investigative, etc. And then you can click on that link that says Matching Careers, and this will show every single career that matches that particular interest that they have. So say I click on Adult Education Teacher. It'll tell me a little bit about what the facts are for an adult educational teacher. It'll ask your students, is this for you? Again, it'll show them what their interests are, and then just touch base on the work values and any aptitudes that they may need for this particular career. Also, it talks about the skills that they'll need to possess to become an adult education teacher for this example. And then transferable skills, that's always good to know, and workplace skills. And maybe if they need to improve on some skills, it'll have a section there as well. What to learn, this talks about what they need to learn in high school and also what they need to learn beyond high school. So if I click on Adult and Continuing Education and Teaching, what it's going to do, again, it'll tell me just the facts, but this time I can see what schools are offering this program. So if I click Bachelor's Degree and keep it in Oklahoma and hit Go, this wasn't a good example, I have 0, but I will show you an example where you can see schools offering the program. also going back just a few clicks, it tells the money and outlook, which is really good. It breaks it down by the regional earnings and the national earnings. As you know, students will come to you and they want to know how much a career will make, so this shows them all of that information as well. And then connections is really just about what associations should they be involved in. Gives them some kind of quick links to information in this aspect about the adult educational teacher, what correlates with it. It'll let them know if there's any military careers associated with it. And then the job banks link, if you click on that, this is where students can find information about internships. So in this case, I'm going to just type in internships, and then I'm going to type Tulsa, Oklahoma, and it'll show me all of the internships within that specific area. And what I like here, if I click that management training summer intern, it's going to take me straight to their website where I, as a student, can apply as an intern for this corporation. So that's a good little feature that your students can utilize as well. Back on the Career Planning tab, I want to talk to you now about Explore Careers. Your students can explore careers either by a career cluster. They can use the alphabet, or just if they have a career they know, they can type it in that search box. Also, there's a plethora of exploration tools, as in the Career Finder, which lets them find a specific career that matches their interests or maybe a salary range that they're looking for. Compare Careers is a really good tool, as you can compare two careers. So say I want to be a nurse, and I'll hit go, and I want to compare the two. I want to compare a nurse's aide / orderly to a nurse midwife. I would click add, and then I would click both of those again and hit compare. And now I can see the difference of what a nurse's aide compared to a nurse's midwife, correlating working conditions, physical demands, work hours. And then again, on this left-hand side, you'll see what the money and outlook is, what skills they will need. So that's another avenue to use when your students are searching for careers. Back on the Career tab, I told you I wanted to show you what schools offering this program looks like. So if I click on Business Management and Administration, and say I have a student who's really interested in being a human resources manager, I click on that, and then this time I would click on What to Learn, and then beyond high school, I would click Human Resource Management, and now on the left-hand side, schools offering this program. Click on Bachelor's Degree, hit go, and now you can see the colleges and universities that offer a Human Resources Manager position in Oklahoma. And it'll let you know the tuition currently at that school as well. And then back onto the Career Planning tab, I want to talk to you about the Get a Job feature. This is a great feature right here because you have the resume builder. It helps if you're in class, your students can start working on that in high school, so when they're ready, maybe they turn 15 and they're ready for their first job, they can utilize that. They can also upload a resume into the system, or they can use the little template that is in OKcollegestart.org. There's also a cover letter, a job practice interview, and a thank you letter builder that they can utilize as well. Again, it tells the students what the duration is for this information, but you know your students best and you know how long it'll take for them to do any kind of assessment. So just keep that in mind as you are in your classrooms with your students. Now I want to proceed to the High School Planning tab. What's good about this is the Your Plan of Study. This is when students can create a plan, and I will do create another plan, and they can do it either by choosing a recommended plan of study, or they can search by a career cluster. So today I'm going to do a STEM cluster, and now it's going to ask your students, do you want to do a program of study, or do you want to do it by an ND, Science, Technology, and Engineering? So I want to still stick with my STEM, and I want to click Build Your Plan with this program. And then it'll ask your student, do they want to do the standards that are based on college prep curriculums, or if they want to do the core curriculum standards. And so this time I'm going to do the college prep, choose this set. And then now what it shows is their plan of study. And this also will correlate with the professional center, where you as educators can input the plan of studies that are particular for your schools. So you'll know the credits and everything like that, and you'll also be able to track and tell your students if they're on track for graduation and what they may need to do to continue on that path for success. So this is kind of what it looks like. All right, on the high school planning tab also, I want to introduce you to the high school planning timeline. These are great features. I'm a step-by-step person, so if you have students who just need a checklist to help stay on track for graduation, you see it starts in the 7th grade, and it goes normally by fall semester, spring semester, but it's just a little checklist to get you on track. What I like for the 11th and the 12th grade is it breaks it down by month, what your student needs to do to, again, stay on track for graduation and be successful beyond high school. And you can also print these out. So this is a great tool that you can utilize. Maybe you have a parent-teacher night. You can utilize this tool for your seniors, juniors, and again, goes all the way down to 7th grade. What I want to also show you on the high school planning tab is that succeeding in high school. This is really good if you have some students who are struggling. Maybe they don't know how to become an effective speaker. They don't really know how to properly speak. Of course, you can speak slang, and that's great when you're with your friends, but when you're in a professional setting, you want to be able to speak to a professional on a different level than how you would with just a friend. So this right here, if you click on how to become an effective speaker, will tell your students what it is, why it's important to be an effective speaker. The how-to will show them some ways that you can use particular language and incorporate it into your dialogue to help you become a more effective speaker. And then, of course, this is a great tool. It has a resource tab that will link to information on effective speaking, and even some videos will be there as well. So that's another tool. Also under the Succeeding in High School, I like the homework helpers. You might have some students who are really struggling, maybe in math, maybe in science. It's just you know what topics, subjects they're struggling in. So for example, let's do the math and daily life. This will give you a little site review of what math and daily life looks like, and then if I click on it, it's going to take me to another website in general, and then here your students can read more about how to apply math in the real world. Now I'm going to go back to OKcollegestart, and now I'm going to proceed to the College Planning tab. This is a great tool to help get your students ready to think beyond high school. The Prepare for College, I really like this tab because it shows them, okay, when you need to know what courses to make, it has a link for that. Maybe they want to start taking concurrent enrollment or advanced placement. There's links for that as well. And then there's some, college choices, know your steps, just insights on what college looks like, how to choose a program and a major, how to just get yourself in that setting to be ready to go, again, beyond high school. Also in the College Planning tab, you have the test prep. This is really good. So say the ACTs are about to come up in April, and you want to just have your students work from home and do a practice ACT test. There's a practice test for that. There's a practice test for the GRE, and maybe they have some struggles with vocab, so there's a vocab builder. And of course, there's a practice test for the SAT. So your students can utilize this and kind of get a first-hand experience of what these tests will look like. Also on the College Planning tab, we have the Explore Post-Secondary Schools. So when your students are ready, they're trying to decide what school do I want to go to beyond once I graduate. They can do a custom search if they know exactly what school they want to do. They can do a quick search. Or they can do a school finder, a college matching assistance. They can do a search by distance. Maybe they want to stay close to home. So if I put my zip code of 73099, I will show you. So if we put 73099, and then the school type, I want to do a 4-year school, and then I'll click View Distances. And so now it shows me all of the universities and colleges and technology centers that are close to my area. So if I'm struggling to know which avenue to take beyond high school, this gives me an area to look at. So say I want to do Cameron University. That's where I'm thinking about going. It'll take you to information about Cameron University. Your students will see direct contact information for Cameron University. It'll link to their website, so that way if they're ready to enroll, they'll have enrollment forms for those particular universities or technology centers. It also gives the mission information, because sometimes it's hard to find that information, so it gives the office. It breaks down, if you're a first-time freshman, application process, what that takes, what that looks like, what's going to be required right there as well. Another good thing it has that cost and financial aid, just to help prepare your students for what it's going to be if they chose this University of Cameron University. And then it touches base about what student life is, just to give them an overview of what that university or technology center they choose to go for. Also on the College Planning tab is that Explore Programs and Majors. Here they can click, do a search if they know what program they want. They can browse by any of the features that are already listed here, or they can do an alphabet. So if I choose U, it's going to list all of the programs and majors that start with a U. So let's see, there is a Urban Studies / Affairs. If I click on that, again, it's going to take me to just the facts, and then on the left-hand side, again, you can do the schools that offer this program so your students know which schools they want to go to on that, if that's the program and major of their choice. The Applications and Transcripts tab. This is a great feature right here for beyond high school if they need to start practicing a college application. It tells them a little bit about what the application is, and then they hit begin, and then it takes them to an external link and they start that practice application. So that just gets them ready for what college looks like. Of course, you have all those essays that you're preparing for, scholarships that you're trying to write. So this helps them formulate it into more of a structure for them. Going back to OKcollegestart in the Applications and Transcripts tab, you have the Apply to College and Track Your Applications. This relates to the Oklahoma's Promise. So if you have students who are able to apply for that scholarship, they're able to track and see their progress here. Also on the Applications and Transcripts, they have that Request and Track Your Transcript. This correlates to your professional center account, which I'm about to proceed into. But your student, so Garth Brooks, say he wants to go again to Cameron University, he'd hit Cameron University, hit continue, and then that request goes into your inbox to show you what it looks like. Well, that's kind of circulating for a little bit, but that's exactly the process. So again, it has your student's name, information, and the request went to your professional center, which I'll show you when we get over onto that site. So you as a counselor, that would go straight to your inbox, letting you know you have a request, your email, excuse me, letting you know that you have a student's request waiting for you. It'll make more sense when you see that platform. And the last thing I want to show you on the Applications and Transcripts is that Be Recruited, Get Recruited. Right now, this feature was turned on for all of the universities and technology centers, yet we turned it off because we didn't want any students who wanted to be recruited by colleges and universities to get left behind or not be acknowledged when they put that request in. So the schools that you see right now are the ones who are currently utilizing this feature, and more are about to come on it. But this way, if, again, I'm going to use Cameron University, if I know that's a school that I want to go to, or your student has a concept of maybe Cameron University is for me, they can hit add, and then Cameron University can start recruiting your student and showing them information of why they should come to that university. Now I want to proceed to the financial aid planning. Financial Aid 101. This is a great tab, especially if you have first-generational students or just students who are unaware of what the financial aid process is all about. It's really five, excuse me. The basics talks about what you need to know before you even start thinking about financial aid. It'll do the how to apply, which connects to the FAFSA.org website. It'll talk about step 2, are you eligible for financial aid? What does it look like? Is it based on merits? Is it based not on merit? Again, step 3 is about applying. It takes them to the FAFSA, more scholarships and grants, which I'll show you in a second. And then step 4 is about your students will have to consider their loan options. This is talking about they need to get involved with an advisor when they get to that university and sit down and know the borrowing process, because we all know that it can be very overwhelming. So this really just gets your students to the basic of what financial aid is. And then the 5th one, I like this because it just reminds your students, yes, college is a big leap to adulthood, but also, it's about financial aid, it's about scholarships, et cetera, your whole life path, but it's also about enjoying that process also. The fact that you graduated from high school and now are moving into that next transition phase of your life. And it also talks about exit counseling, so when you do graduate from college, you know to go to that process. Also on the financial aid planning tab, you have that financial aid calculators. This will just crunch some numbers for you. So you have the EFC, which is the expected family contribution, and this just kind of helps determine whether your family is how much they're going to get based on your family contribution on financial aid right there. The college savings is to help determine how much they could save once they go and college expenses start coming into effect. And then you have that slope calculator, which is the student's loans over projected earnings, and that helps determine the interest and monthly payments for your students' loans based on their potential career choice that they choose. Also on the financial aid planning tab, you have the Find Scholarships. Of course, I love free money when it comes, and financial aid is the way that got me through undergrad and graduate studies. So I'm a firm believer if you can find any scholarship that you can to help your students and for your students to start early. Even there are scholarships that I have come across that start in the 5th and the 6th grade. So just getting them started in that process really does help. What I like here is this alphabet box for you. Maybe a student just wants to know what kind of scholarships begin with the letter R. And they'll click on that letter and you'll see this whole list of scholarships that start with the letter R. And it even has more pages if you click the next button. But for an example, I'm going to do the R. Paul Nelson Full Tuition Scholarship. So what it does, it shows your students what the award amount is, who they need to contact for the scholarship, what's the criteria or eligibility, what requirements are there, and then what matching universities or colleges go with that scholarship as well. And right here on the left-hand side where it says Add to Portfolio, you want to remind your students any assessments that they do, any activity they do on OKcollegestart.org, make sure to click the links that say Save to Your Portfolio, because again, this is a lifelong portfolio, so if they start and they've graduated but they don't feel like college is right for them, so they take a 2-year break and start working and going down that path, well, once they come back, they can utilize their OK College Start account and pick up from where it was, and maybe their interest has changed, so they do different assessments to correlate with that. But again, it's a lifelong portfolio. They would just come back this time as an adult learner. And then on the Financial Aid Planning tab, you can build your financial aid plan. So I like this Financial Aid Wizard because it's really 7 steps that help build your student's financial aid package online. And it gives them that overview of what it looks like as well. So it'll tell them the estimated cost. It'll have the FAFSA information right here. It'll have the deadlines that they need to be, focused on, and even scholarships as well. And of course, award letters and comparing awards. So that's really just helping build their, again, their financial aid package, and they work through that and they input the information in there as well. And then that financial aid fitness, this is just helping them stay on track with personal finances and budgeting and crediting. So there's some links to information they should know. So once they do get into college, how to be realistic about the money that they handle and the financial aids that checks that come back to them as well. Again, your portfolio, anything that your student does, they save it within their portfolio. And once they do, they're able to come back and look. So in this aspect, your student, Garth Brooks, is looking straight at the career planning portfolio, and then he's looking at his career plans. And really what it does, it gives a summary of what activities they've done on OKcollegestart.org, so then they know how to proceed on which directions they want to take beyond high school. And this, what you're seeing right here, will also correlate with the Professional Center for you as educators to track this information and help keep your students on that path towards graduation. And another thing I want to show you for your portfolio, if you are a middle school counselor today with us, our newest component that we have going is the School to College to Work. And I like this because it's more kid-friendly, and it's very colorful. So the directions after high school talks about the 4 pathways, and I will show you what that looks like. So, excuse me, the 6 pathways. So say you have the 4-year college, and then if I click on that, because that's, as a student, I know that's where I want to go after high school. So now you can see how it's not as wordy. You just scroll over and you read it. So this one right here with the man thinking, it says research the outcomes. Some majors don't necessarily have a clear path to a specific career. To make sure you stay on track, have a clear career plan. And that's it. That's just to start getting your middle school students aware of what life is beyond middle school, beyond high school. And the last thing I want to show you in your portfolio, I want to show you your planning milestones. And this correlates with what you as an educator can assign within your professional center. And so your student is able to see what assessments they have done that you have assigned. They get a checklist when they finished it. And then it'll show the date, and if it's incomplete, you'll be able to track and see that. I was playing around with this the other day, and I've had some counselors ask me, does it connect directly to the FAFSA? It doesn't do that. However, your students are able to click and file a FAFSA, and then right here, that date submitted, it wouldn't be the edit, but it would have this question for you, have you submitted your FAFSA? And then they can put the date in and hit save, and then that way you as an educator can know that, okay, at least they've got the FAFSA completed. It's another way to just keep track of them and help them stay on that path. So that is what OKcollegestart.org looks like. Before I proceed into what the Professional Center looks like for you as an educator, are there any questions? Okay. And if there are, you have questions for the end, that's fine as well. So now I want to touch base about the Professional Center. And as I mentioned earlier, the Professional Center is where Oklahoma counselors and teachers utilize the electronic transcript exchange system. Also on this site, educators can view student portfolios and track their progress. They can access resources, communicate with students, and they can generate usage, tracking, outcome, and transcript reports. To tell you a little bit about the electronic transcript exchange system, it was incepted in 2005. We have more than 400 high schools across the state, which is approximately 70% of K-12 districts registered to use the electronic transcript exchange system. We have more than 50,000 students who have applied for the Oklahoma's Promise Scholarship through OKcollegestart.org, and more than 240,000 transcripts have been exchanged between high schools, colleges, universities, and career technology centers. If you are a school or a district that's not currently utilizing the electronic transcript exchange system, all you have to do is just contact me, which I will provide my contact information at the end of this webinar, and I will begin the process with getting you on track for this. So far, the compatible SIS, the student information systems that are with this, that are compatible with our vendor's DAP, is ClassRoll, Discovery, PowerSchool, SMS, Math, WinGauge, which are the same thing, Crosspoint, STI, WinWeb, and TeacherEase. And I didn't denote Infinite Campus, but that is also on there as well. So now for you as an educator on how you want to create your account, the site that you utilize is procenter.okcollegestart.org. And again, it's in conjunction with OKCollegeStart. And there's still 3 simple steps just like the students had to do. The first one is you choose who you are. So if you're an educator counselor, that of course is the role that you choose. And then you select your program or your school. And that way, once you select that, you're able to see all your students' information. That professional access key or administration code, that code only comes from me. So once I know that you are on the system and you have all the paperwork in place, and again, this is a free system, then I'm able to disseminate the code to you. So if you're not on the system and you would like to be, just reach out to me and we'll get you started. And then the third step, just like the students did, you create your name, password, and then of course accept the policies and terms of use. Now I want to show you what the Professional Center looks like and just highlight a few features that you as educators can use and then show you how it goes hand in hand with OKcollegestart.org. You'll give me just a few moments to sign in. And now you'll see, once you're an educator, so maybe you're over in the middle school and the high school, we have codes for both those middle school and high school, or maybe you're a career technology school, we have codes for that as well. So you can be more connected to more than just one site is what I'm saying. This time I'm going to take you as a test only to show you some information that is private and not secure. No, I think I said that wrong. To show you information that you can see instead of showing you actual information from a school. What you can see here, the very first thing I like is you click on that Go to OK College Start. You have to allow the pop-up blocker. But what it does, it takes you to OK College Start, and you can see my name right here, Chelsea Hunt. I'm signed in as a high school student. So now you can toggle between both websites and actually see what your students see. What I didn't mention on OK College Start, say you are a middle school teacher or counselor, you would just click Your Portfolio, click Your Profiler, and on the Basics, you would change the high school student to middle school student and hit Save. And now if I click on the OK College Start logo, you can see my platform is now for a middle school student. So that is what you can do to see the difference if you do have that middle school students and you're over the high school, you can see both of the platforms for your students. Back to the Professional Center. All right. So the first thing I want to show you is the Students and Groups tab. This tab right here correlates exactly with OKcollegestart.org. As long as your students have an account on OKcollegestart.org, you're able to view and access and see what's on their portfolio. So in this case, you can browse by their specific name, you can do a student finder, or browse by class. So I'm going to do the 12th grade. And then I'm going to see there's my Garth Brooks right here. And I'm going to click on Garth's last name. And now I'm connected straight to Garth's portfolio. So whatever he did on OKcollegestart.org, I now have access to within my professional center. So if I want to click on the college career planning, and those tabs again correlate with those 5 tabs in OKCollegeStart that I showed you earlier, and career plans. I had shown you on OKcollegestart.org how Garth looked at his career plans as an overview in his portfolio. Now you as an educator can see the same thing. So this is very beneficial to, again, see what assessments they do, and it's also beneficial for the plans of study so you can let your students know if they're on track for graduation. And that should be under the high school planning. And then right here where it says approved by Ms. Hunt, which was me on November 8th, that's just telling Garth, my student, that he's on track for graduation. So that's another avenue that you can use for that. Also on the students and groups, you can build a group. So if you have seniors and you want to build a seniors group, you would just do seniors, and we'll say this is the group of 2020. And then you hit continue, and now you have a seniors group, and it appears you can view your group, and then you'd have to start adding your students into that group. So you would hit find students and then go from there. I'd hit 12th grade, I can add Garth, I can add Guthrie, and then I can add Pitt into my group, and then I'd hit add, and those now, it'll tell you right there, 3 are added, so that is now my group. Again, you can assess those students' information. You see my seniors 2020, my 3 groups, I click on their last name, I'm connected to that student's portfolio. Also, while I'm here on the account and password, sometimes you have students who don't remember their passwords for OKcollegestart.org. So you are able to view their account name, and it'll tell you what their account name is. So you see Woody Guthrie, and then you can change that password. So you can make it, my mascot in Yukon was Miller, so I'd make it Miller's, hit save, and then once Guthrie goes back onto OKCollegeStart, he types in Miller's, it'll prompt him to change his password. So that's another good little feature you can use if they get locked out of OKcollegestart.org. The last thing I want to show you on the Professional Center is that create student accounts. This is really good. Say you don't have much time, but you have time in the lab, the computer lab, and you want all your students to, all your freshman students to be on OKcollegestart.org. Well, you can create a batch student account. You can utilize the template that they have, or you can use your own template in an Excel document. And so you would do, their password would be all Oklahoma, and their username would be like mine, C for Chelsea, Hunt for my last, and that's all you have to do. And then there you go, you have their username and account password, so once they, again, log on to OKCollegestart, they're prompted to change it, and they won't have to go through that much detail. There's still a few more steps that they have to do, like their physical address, but you've gotten that taken care of. Okay, now I want to tell you about the Reports tab. This is what I had mentioned about you can generate different reports for usage, tracking, outcome, and transcripts. You can see if you want to know how many accounts you have on OKCollegestart for your students, you would just click the accounts created and then fill out your filters right here and then hit continue, and then it'll generate a graph for you telling you how many students are on OKcollegestart.org. This site is also that you see the school to college to work, that's your middle school component report that you can generate. And then also your milestones tracking report. which correlates with the milestones that I will show you shortly that you can assign to your students to do. Also on the Create a New Report, this is where not only you have career assessments that you can track and generate reports for, you also have the Transcript Report Builder. So if you are a school or a district that utilizes that feature, that you're able to now track your students. So if I sent one to college and I did release transcripts by student detail. For this example, I'll use last calendar year, but if you upload it into the Professional Center today, you keep it at this month, or you can type in a date range that you're looking for. You click View Your Report, and then now you can see my student's name. Again, these are hypothetical students. The institutions that I sent it to, the date I released. That date downloaded will be blank, but the moment that University or Technology Center opens it, it generates a date for you, and this is your verification that that transcript has been sent. So you can print, email that, or save it to a PDF. Proceeding to the Resources tab, this just got updated with a new just layout to make things a little easier for you as educators to be able to see the information. You see we have the lesson plan of the month, and this month it's the interest profiler activity that I showed you on OKcollegestart.org. Here you can see, I know I'm just giving you a short, brief webinar, but you can come and at the pleasure, again, at your computers and see more specific webinars on OKcollegestart and the Professional Center. It goes more in depth. You also have quick reference guides, which are just step-by-step procedures on how to build that group I was talking about, how to generate a report that I referenced, or using the milestones tracking report. And then again, some lesson plans that you can utilize as an educator. So those are other resources for you. The Communications tab is just really your hub of communication. You can email a group that you already created. So maybe I want to just talk to those specific 3 students I put in my Seniors 2020. Then I can do that and then generate an email for them and just keep them updated there. The Transcripts tab, this is where many educators utilize the uploading and sending electronic transcripts. They can also view the history log, and this will tell you as an educator when the last time you have uploaded a transcript. So this is very beneficial if you're going back to the year of 2012 and you need to see when you uploaded your seniors, and so you make sure you have your final seniors because the student has requested for that transcript to be sent. So in this case, I'm going to show you an example. So 3/18/2016. So back on the transcripts, after I've uploaded it, and this is what the upload transcript looks like. Of course, you extract from your SIS system, and you save it as a PDF or into a document in your desktop, and then you find that document and you browse for it and then just hit upload, and that's how your information gets uploaded into the system. Then you can release your transcripts, and if you did it today, you'll see all your students here. But for this example, I'm going to generate a date and then hit the blue arrows to refresh it. And you'll see some students come up in 1 second. Here you're able to view the PDF of what your transcript looks like. You can always do that advanced, and if you're looking for one student in particular, type their names and then refresh it. Maybe you have more than 20 students at your school or your district, you can change that as well. But for this example, I'll do Abraham Lincoln, hit next, and now you're able to see all of the selections that you can send this transcript. So you have Oklahoma's Promise, NCAA, NAIA, choose from a list of colleges, universities, and that's also where you find your technology centers, or the new feature, choose a high school. So I'll showcase that one, and I'll hit next. And then I'll hit the Find button to see all the high schools currently on the high school exchange system. And I'm going to go with UConn, hit Continue, and then I'd hit Next. And then now you see that I have Abraham Lincoln, my date of birth, and where I'm sending it. So that's just your fact sheet to make sure you have the right student. Hit Send Transcripts, and it'll tell you one transcript has been sent to that school. And it'll go straight to that counselor's inbox. And then the fulfilled transcript request, this correlates to when your student has made that request on OKcollegestart.org. You'll get a message in your email and within the professional center to make you fulfill that request. They've done all the work for you, so all you have to do is hit send, and it goes straight to that school or university or that high school that they've requested, who's requested from you. Your administration tab, this is the tab where you as the one who is over the electronic transcripts can update your master course, edit your high school graduation requirements, even customize those programs of studies that correlate with the plans of studies in OKcollegestart.org. What I want to show you is the planning milestones for your students. I'm just going to click for my Durant demo milestones group. I'll hit edit, and this is just to show you all the milestones that correlate with OKcollegestart.org. So it kind of breaks it down by color and shows you everything that's on there. You can select up to 18, and these are the ones that you can assign, and then once your students log on to OKcollegestart, they'll be prompted and informed that they have these milestones waiting for you for them to accomplish, and then again you can track their progress later on in their portfolio. And this was a brief overview of the Professional Center. Are there any questions about how to operate that system? Okay, I want to go back to the PowerPoint and leave you with my contact information. If you have any questions, I'll open the floor up for that time. And if not, I will put you back into the hands of Jennifer.